coming. I'm glad you're here. Everybody knows who I am, so I really don't have to say a whole lot. I offer training and recruiting help as well. But for a lot of you, most of you are young. There's one senior here, most of my freshmen, sophomores, juniors. Right? So that's pretty much the group makeup here. This is a very good friend of mine. I'm sure some of you do know her, if you don't know her. Former UST assistant coach. Started a program at Concordia Irvine, which is the NIA division, which is more of a Christian school. After 3 or 4 years, took them to a championship. Left her to take a new challenge at UC Irvine, the D1 school, to help rebuild the program after a long downtime. Missed Concordia, so she went back to Concordia Irvine and helped that program go from NIA to a Division II school. Huge jump. Just recently, they won the conference championship at that school. So she bounced around some bit, but she's taken every program, and she's a former Olympic athlete, so athlete herself, so she's been around volleyball. She's a very knowledgeable person about the game. So I thought it would be lovely to have her here. I'm sorry, I'm not English, but I said lovely, sorry about that. I've been watching a lot of TV lately. It's nice to hear from an expert like her about what the recruiting is from a coach's perspective. What's the pros, what's the cons, what are some of the suggestions, and as you go along, you want them to ask questions. So if on a certain topic you have questions, please ask your question. If you have a personal question, one-on-one question afterwards, I'm sure you should be hanging around for a couple minutes and answer those questions as well. Okay, so follow us up. Okay.
All right, thanks for coming out on your Sunday, on this rainy Sunday, rainy cold Sunday. I kind of have 2 scripts. I have what I've done in the past, and then Brian made up a list, which I think you guys have. So as I go through this, please just ask questions, because I'm here for you. And maybe I don't have all the answers. I hope I can lead you in a direction, but really the whole recruiting is about you. A lot of times coaches make it seem like it's about them, but it really is about you guys, okay? So how many of you guys want to go and play in college? I'm assuming most of you since you came, right? Well, just know there's over 300 schools alone, Division I, Division II, NAIA, Division III. You also have junior college options. So there's a lot of places that you can go play volleyball. I have people that go to a JC for 2 years because they want to wait and go to that school and maybe sit and wait or not get the experience, so maybe they go that route. Some go play 4 years and then they do a year at beach. Some programs offer both. So those are some questions you need to ask. A big one is, I think, if they ask you to redshirt. Have you guys ever heard of that? Okay, so if they ask you to redshirt, a good question to ask them is, are you paying for the 5th year? Does that make sense? So redshirt means you sit a year, you don't participate, and then you, hopefully that means they have that. What else as far as that goes? I was going to say one more thing. Shoot. Anyways, D1 has full scholarships, typically 12. Most schools are fully funded, not all are fully funded. UC Irvine was not fully funded. We did not have 12 full scholarships. So a lot of times colleges will say, well, can you walk on for a year and then we'll start the payment or your scholarship. Know that. Liberos typically could be 2 and 2, which means you walk on for 2, you get 2. A lot of bigger schools have or give scholarships to liberos, not all programs do. So again, if you're libero, look at that. Division II, you have money that you split. So Division I, you cannot split a scholarship. So either you have it or you don't have it. Does that make sense? Okay. Division II, you have a pool of money, so they could give you a full scholarship, and I could give you books, and I could give you tuition, and I could give you partial. So we can split it up however we want to, just so you know that. NAIA is very similar. They'll do financial aid packages. They'll do grades, financial aid plus some scholarship money. So you could get quite a bit. Division III, no athletic scholarships. They don't do any money athletically, but they do create packages, so academic and financial aid. Junior colleges, if you go to a JC in California, they don't offer scholarships, but outside of California, you can get a full scholarship. So let's say you want to go to USC. You're going to wait 2 years, maybe you go and you play in Colorado for 2 years, or Arizona, you get fully covered and then you transfer in. So just parents, I know it's a big responsibility, right? Financial responsibility for college. So look at all your options, okay? Look at that, try and create packages. You can get grants, you can get scholarships, little amounts that add up to a lot. D2, D3, NAI, you can get a lot of money. So look at those options.
So is there a certain grade level that who would look at?
Most of them are tiered, yeah.
What's the average you think would be good? What would look for? What coach?
Well, I look for really smart kids because they can, I have 2 kids right now that have the honor scholarship, the presidential scholarship, so all of their tuition is paid for. So for me, it helps because then I can save my athletic money and disperse that. So I think that's 4.0 to get the presidential, and I think honors is 3.8. And I'm not quite sure what SAT or the ACT is, but it's kind of a combination of both. Any questions so far on that? I know you guys have your writing things, What do you guys want to know? So I'll kind of go and I might skip around because I'm going off a different topic. What's important to you? That's the question you need to ask. Is volleyball the most important thing? Is school the most important thing? Right? So if you go to a school, I want to go to Nebraska, but they don't have my major, I don't know if it's a good fit. But I don't care, so I went to USC, I wanted to play volleyball, I had dreams of going to the Olympics. The Olympic program trained here in Southern California. I stayed close in hopes that that dream, and I was able to fulfill that dream. So look at that. Do you care or do you not care? Geographically, are you okay going away for school, or do you want to stay closer to home? So look at some of those things as you research your schools. Do you like big, or do you want small? Or it doesn't matter. So again, as you look through that, what's the most important thing? Is it your experience? Is it academic? Or is it athletic? Or is it all? So look at those things. Does it matter if there's a football team or not a football team? At SC, we always said, oh my gosh, you got to go to a school that has football. It's great. You know how many football games we went to during a year? Maybe one. We played at the same time, so we're both fall sports. I think now the Pac-12, they can go to a few more. But look at that and ask questions. I mean, again, like I said, you guys think the coaches are in the driver's seat. You guys are in the driver's seat. Really, put us on the spot. Ask us questions. You know, and I think Brian is already doing this. Look at their team record. So that's another one. Do you want to go to a school that wins? Do you care? Are they rebuilding? Are they national champions? Did they win a conference championship? So look at those things if that's important to you. Okay, make sure you do your homework. And that's a big thing. I want to go, you know, in the Big West, for example, only one school goes to the NCAA tournament, only one. So if you're looking at, for example, that conference, there's other conferences, they're called mid-major conferences, and mid-major means they don't typically have football. Usually that's what that means. Look at how many teams typically go if that's important to you. Because they might be telling you, hey, you know what, we're going to go to the tournament, and they've been consistently middle of the pack, they're not going. So that's important, make sure you look at that. Who's the coach, right? How long has the coach been there? Where they've been? Have they been consistently winning, not winning? Are they older? Are they looking at retiring? I know a lot of people go to programs for the coach. You're going to deal with the coaches in the recruiting process at the beginning, a lot. And then once you get to a school, you're going to spend a lot of time with your teammates, okay? Not so much the coaches. You'll see them in the classroom, in the gym, and then otherwise you're in the classroom, you're spending time, you know, with your teammates. So again, look at that. You know, ask, how long do you have a contract? Do you have a year contract? Is it 3 years? Is it 5 years? Again, if that's important for you, if you want to go play for that coach, do your homework, okay? Do your homework on that. And then, look, and their philosophy. What is their philosophy? And I know there are certain programs that have different philosophies. So let's say you're taught to pass in a certain way, but you want to go to this program, but that coach is completely different. Know that. You're going to have to make change, because they're not going to change for you. So you're going to have to relearn something. Okay, so that's a battle. There's a struggle where you go down before you come back up. So look at their style. Are they yellers? Are they screamers? Are they positive coaches? So look at some of that. Pete Carroll, my favorite all-time coach. Love him. He's a motivator. He gets his teams to play. They do extraordinary things. They're screamers. They're yellers. They make you feel bad about yourself. They feel that they have to beat you down before they can build you back up. So look at some of that. Not too many of that style anymore, but make sure you look at that. Ask them those questions. Ask them their philosophy. And then again, look at your position, right? Who's ahead of you year-wise. So they have a senior outside, and I'm a freshman coming in. There's only one other. Chances are I probably have a pretty good chance to play, right? If you go in and there's like 5 outside hitters, well, typically DS liberos, there's like 5 sometimes on the team. Again, so look at that position very carefully. Know where you are. Okay, are you looking at me for a scholarship? Are you looking at me for a walk-on? Are you looking at me to fill your roster? Ask some of those questions. So some schools cap it and they know what they have. Sorry, I don't have any more room. We're done. They'll be honest with you. Going backwards, I think the most important thing in the process is just be honest. You know, we have our list too, and you have your list too. So as soon as you know that it's not a fit, just say thank you, moving on, just make it easy, okay? Any questions so far? Getting into this. Nothing? You guys are all little sponges, taking it all in. All right. How many of you guys have been on an unofficial visit yet? Any of you? Some of you? Okay, very important. Easy, I guess it's easy if they're local. You have to spend a lot of money. If you're looking out of state, that is not paid for by the university that you're going to. So again, look at maybe your club schedule. Where does your club go play? Can you get visits before or after you do a tournament? So if you're interested in UNLV and you guys are playing at the Las Vegas tournament, good fit. If you're going to, there's another one, Park City for that tournament. It's not really Park City, it's, but anyways, you could go look at a school there, go to Colorado, et cetera, et cetera. So make sure you go on official visits. Go watch them play. Go watch it, see their interaction.
Is unofficial just means they don't pay for it? Mm-hmm. That's all it means?
Yeah. Well, you called in, set it up,
yeah.
Make sure you're communicating. So, I mean, the first thing you need to do, you're interested, make your list. Make your list of the schools that you're interested in. And they might go, no, we don't have a spot, so then you can narrow that down. And the ones that you're serious about, then go on your unofficial visits. Go watch them play. Go watch a practice. All those things, you can see their interactions. We're doing the same thing, right, when we come watch you play. Right? What do I look for? I look for not when you're winning. I look for when you're losing. How do you interact? How do you interact with your teammates? Do I get this to the coach? Do I get the roll of an eye if a player hits a ball out or makes a mistake? How you treat your parents? Go get me that, would you? I look at all of that, and I know a lot of coaches do. So again, remember that. So you guys should do the same thing. Go watch the coach. Maybe they're losing. Are they yelling? Are they being positive? Are they making change? Does their lineup change? Are they trying to win? Or are they just sitting there pouting? So You can get a lot of information by watching us also.
How much do coaches look at parents?
That's a great question. And parents, please don't send coaches an email in regards to your daughter recruiting. Have your kids do it. I think that's the biggest one for me. I want to know the kid wants to come. I don't want to hear from the parent in that sense. And maybe you can start off that way, but make sure your kids are doing it. Make sure your kids are calling. And then, yes, I want to find out about the family too. I want to know, are you guys good people? How do you guys measure up? So I'm looking at everything, the complete package. If you're on the sidelines and you're yelling at the coach or you're yelling at the ref, I don't know, I might go a different direction. So, yeah. So you guys are in the limelight too. So, good question.